Let me add that. There we go. All right. I don't know what happened. I think because it was telling me I was out of video recording space. And so I went in and I deleted things and created. But anyway. All right. So, Sterling, I hope you get back on. Let's see. This is take two. Take two. Please join again. Okay. Very good. Good morning, Sterling. I hope everything is going well in Tampa. Okay, so Sterling, since you're the only one on first thing this morning, congratulations. How are you feeling? I hope you're feeling much better. If I look down, it's because I'm reading the comments. Let's see. So what shall we chat about today? Have you got your coffee? I have mine in my class of 1978 mug this morning. I have so many mugs, I don't know which one to use half the time. It's just the first one I grab. It is kind of overcast today here in Lake of the Ozarks. My name is Sue Sanders, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you're just joining us, we are going to just kind of chat about anything and everything if you choose to. It's all up to you. And if you'll hear Daisy in the background, she is chewing fiercely on her antler. She loves to chew on her antlers. So, Sterling, what would you like to talk about? And since it's just you in here, I'm going to try something. Let's see. How can I add? I want to add. You're still fighting the last bit of infection. Ooh, you go back to work on the 22nd. You're going to be lost when you have to go back to the, oh, Daisy. Okay, that's not going to work. So, hi, Karen. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Is it cloudy and overcast in, oh, Daisy, in Jeff City today? I know that you guys need rain. You watched the 3 on Thursday, Sterling. Very good. What did you think? You left quite a few comments, which were very good comments. Yes, Dorothy is doing a fantastic job. Sorry, I move back and forth when I'm sitting. Yes, Dorothy's done a fantastic job of filling in, and I'm trying to convince her that her and I could stamp together in the same little space. We just put a piece of line tape between the center so that I don't infringe on her spot, because that's what she's afraid of. So we're gonna go with that. Yeah, got a little bit, not enough. We've got enough rain that we're thinking that we're going to have to mow grass next week, and next week every day is pretty well booked. So no, Mom will not take over your spot if we stamp together. Oh, I do not, now that she's on camera. I think she looks lovely on camera, and she keeps things moving. Good morning, Beverly. Welcome to this episode of Coffee and Chat. I hope you all have your favorite morning beverage, whether that be a soda.
You gotta stop moving. You're making people nauseous. Oh my
I am
heavens.
so sorry, but it's a habit of mine. I'm sorry.
Oh, I haven't even had breakfast and I'm over here ready to barf my 2 cups of coffee.
I'm going to show you all a card that I created. And isn't that cute with the taco set? And I want you to all know that I colored this. Okay? So for those of you that may be just joining for the very first time and you don't know me, I don't like to color. However, I am really starting to. Thank you, Sterling. I still have a long ways to go as far as getting some things organized. I've got to get in my paper and get all the old discontinued paper out of the way and all the new paper in its spot. But I am working on it. I'm trying. I've got to get rid of all the stuff that's just sitting around on the floors because it's just taking up way too much space and I just can't deal with it. Yes, it is, Sterling. It is a good idea to get out of my comfort zone. So I have been. I'm really trying. It seems like I have all these things going through my head of what I want to do with my business. And it seems like every time I get ready to start on a project, life happens. So I'm behind in my blog posting. I do have my thank you cards ready for this month to get ready to send out after I get them posted on the blog for Monday for the blog hop. I do want to remind everybody, go out to, let me see if I can post it here. Yes. Go out to the clearance rack on my website or on my Stampin' Up store. They have got some fantastic sales right now on dies, stamps, embellishments, all kinds of stuff that if you're looking for something just to kind of start with, it would be a great place to start shopping because you can get quite a bit for, under $50. I do want you to remember to use my host code. Let me get that posted up there. Let's see, here we go. So there is my host code for the month of May. So if you do purchase $50 or more, between $50 and $149 using this host code, then you'll get an extra special gift from me as a thank you. Okay, and I'll put that up again before we're done with today's coffee. But go out and check out the clearance rack because they do have some really good sales. Also remember that that's the only place that you can find the online exclusives is if you go out to my website, to the Stampin' Up store and put me in as your demonstrator. Most all of you that are my current customers have an account. But that's the only place that you can find the online exclusives. And I believe, let's see, I think it was going to be every 3 months. And so we started in March. So that's March, April, May. I think in June, we're going to have some more new product coming out that's not going to be in the catalog, but it will be online exclusives only. So anyway, that is that. One more thing that I would like to mention, and many of you know her, she is on our stamping club in Jeff City, as well as being my sister-in-law, Cindy. One of her children, Daniel, was doing some work. He's got beehives, and so last Sunday he was doing some bee work, trying to get a beehive out of a tree, and he accidentally hit an electric wire and was electrocuted. So he is in the hospital in KU, in the burn unit, and they had to amputate, I believe she said it was his right arm. So if you believe in the power of prayer, I ask for prayer for Cindy and Daniel and his family. He's married to Sarah, and they have, I believe, 3 children. So this is going to be a very long road in recovery for him and his family. So please keep them in your prayers. It's quite devastating. Cindy did not find out until yesterday that this had happened over the weekend. So that was something major that she called me this morning and put me into quite a shock. So I just want to remember them all in our prayers. Okay, so on a brighter note, because I know that the power of prayer can really be helpful, what would you all like to talk about? Do you have questions about products? Do you have questions about the weather? I'm not a weatherman, but I can tell you that it looks kind of dreary out. Be a great day to stay inside and make some cards. I have to make some Mother's Day cards. Dorothy and I are joking back and forth. I'm going to make a Mother's Day card for her from Gilbert, her husband, and she's going to make a Mother's Day card for me from my husband because, oh, gee, they always seem to forget to give us a card. Let's see. Oh, I do want to mention that 20 years ago, yesterday, was the first time that I had a lunch date with Chuck. I can always remember when it was because it was the week prior to Mother's Day. So, Wednesday night that year in 2003, we had met at Ruby Tuesdays in Jeff City. And that was the first time that we had met. We'd been chatting online for quite some time. And so we had met for the first time, and then we had lunch on Thursday. And then, of course, his mom passed away on Thursday evening. So it's been 20 years ago that Chuck lost his mom. Let's see. So, Sterling, you're going to visit your mom on Merritt Island, and Paul's having a show. How exciting. So you're going to do that for Mother's Day. That's going to be cool. We don't have a whole lot of plans. I'm thinking we haven't decided yet if Dorothy and I want to cook or if we want to just go out and eat. Going out to eat is always much easier. But it depends on the weather, because if I can barbecue, then that would be an added plus. I'm hoping that maybe my son, Nathan, can come down with his girlfriend, Stephanie, and spend some time with me on Sunday. May or may not happen, but that's okay because I know he's thinking about me. So, all right. I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but Dorothy asked a question. What stamp set in the new catalog would you like to see demonstrated? Oh, yes, Karen. So you're going to have the grands on Sunday, and then you might go out and eat so that you don't have to cook. Great idea. The less I have to cook, the better off I am. I really am. So I am deciding there's lots of new stamp sets that I have marked in my catalog that I want to get. So what would be on your top priority list that you would like to get out of the catalog or see demonstrated? It always gives me good feedback if you give me ideas of what you would like to see demonstrated on 3 on Thursday or at a class. There's my darling daughter. Brian's having the kids make you cards. That's sweet. And you're going to let them use some of your supplies and see what they come up with. Yes, that's always fun to just say, here you go. Here's some supplies. Let's see what you can come up with. That's always fun. And that's kind of what card making is about. I don't know if any of you, I know that some of you had done it, about a year ago, that I would send out a sketch every week. And what it was just a black and white picture, and it would show you what the elements of the card would be once you put it together. So, for instance, it might say that you need a card base that is 5 1/4 by 4. Hi, Cherie. Good morning. I hope you have your cup of coffee. Here is mine. And then you would use your own paper, your own stamp set, and then we would post them on my Facebook page, my sketch challenge. Sketches are so fun to work with, and they're very easy, especially if you get in a frump as far as not knowing how to create a card. So it's always easy to take a card. So let me get one real quick to show you what I'm talking about. Okay. And this is something that I'm going to try to start doing. This is one of those things on my list to get done for my business. So here's an old card that it doesn't have any stamping or anything on it. So I use it as a layout idea. Okay, so it's a fun fold card where you open it up and then it flips and then you have a place for your greeting. Okay, so this is a layout, just basic layout. You have your piece of um, cardstock that measures 5.5 by 8, and then it's scored right here. Then you have another cardstock that is measured 3 inches, I believe, by 7.5. Oops, guess you can't see it if I'm holding it down. And then you just place your layers. So that's kind of like a card sketch that you can do. Okay. Cherie, you're walking on the treadmill. Oh my goodness, girl, you have got way too much energy for this time of morning. I just can't even think about exercise. It's just too rough on my body. So Sterling, you like the Zoo Crew. Okay. The Crafting with You bundle. I do have that bundle, and I do have a card that I've kind of created with that bundle, but now I'm thinking other ways to use it. So that might be one of our 3 on Thursdays next week for you, Karen, if I can get it all worked out. It is a great set. If you haven't already got it, let me grab that for you and show it to you. It does come with a die set, so it does make it really easy. So here's the stamp set. So you have an easel over here, and then you have a basket over there. You've got some yarn. So if you know somebody that likes to knit or crochet, you have a sewing machine. You have our wonderful stamp and cut and emboss machine. You have some flowers, and this is a different stamp set. So that's flowers that you can stamp on your easel. And there was a demonstrator who showed how she used this set. She took the easel and she cut it out, and then she had pictures that her dad had painted, and she sized those down to very small thumbnails, and she placed those pictures on that easel. So she made cards for her family members incorporating those pictures. So you could even do that if you had a beautiful picture that you had taken of a nature scene, like a sunset or some flowers or whatever, and you just size that picture down to make a thumbnail out of it, and then put that on that easel and send that to somebody. So that's an idea that I got.
Also, I saw last night, they took a picture for graduation and put the person's, made it smaller and put the picture of that person on the easel that
Good
was
idea.
graduating.
To make a graduation card out of it, take a baby picture that for somebody that's graduating and make a thumbnail out of it and put it on the easel. I love the greetings on this. Life is better when you're crafting. Absolutely. Life is always better when you're crafting. You inspire me with love, sending you a handmade hug. So, but you can use, you could use the go-to greetings, my favorite sentiment stamp set, and put happy birthday, just a note. You could put thinking about you. So there's so many different stamp sets with sentiments that you could use along with that stamp set. So here are the dies, and they are all kind of mixed up. So I'm not gonna, but in there, they have a pair of scissors that cut apart. And I've seen where they've taken these and they've cut them out of the silver paper along with black paper, and then they've overlaid it so that they look realistic. So that's really kind of cool. This one, I wasn't so sure exactly what it was until I really got to looking at it. So let's see if any of you who can guess what this die cuts out. I'll give you a few minutes. You don't count. Then they have some spools of thread. They have an embroidery hoop. Yes, Karen, that is the paper trimmer. It took me a while to figure that one out. It was like, what in the world? I had to actually cut it, and then I could figure it out. But here's a embroidery hoop, and it has decorative stitching around it, so that's really cute. You could put a picture or something inside of that one. Let's see. I love the basket. So the basket has a die, and then, of course, the easel, it has a die. There's even some little buttons that are square and round. So if you've got people that like to sew, they're still taped down. I've got to get some more magnet sheets. But here's the easel. So that cuts out the easel. So that's really cool. So this is a really fun and versatile set as well, especially if you know a lot of crafting people. Okay. So we've got that and the Zoo Crew. All right, Sterling, you're going to make me buy that Zoo Crew, aren't you? It makes very whimsical cards, and I don't have a lot of kids to send cards to. So, but that's the way it goes. Let me ask you all a question. What do you do with your stamp sets when you no longer want them? And I'll give you a few minutes to answer. I like to keep a lot of mine. Cherie, you like the zoo? All right, that's two of you. I guess two of you win. I will get the Zoo Crew on my next order so that we can do something with that. I have not forgot about the paper share. That is on my list of things to do this afternoon, is to get the paper share information out to you, and then I will take orders. Because silly me, when I ordered all the paper, I didn't order paper for me to use for classes. So I've got to reorder all the paper. So I'm going to take orders for the paper share, and I will get all that information out and probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, get that information out to all of you. It reminds me of From the Herd. I buy them from my favorite distributor. Thank you, Sterling. Yes. I have, and this is, I have 2 boxes of discontinued stamps, and I'm at a loss as to what to do with them. Okay. So I think I'm trying to figure it out in my head that I'm going to have a BOGO sale where if you buy a new stamp set of equal or higher value of what I have discontinued, then you can choose a discontinued set for like $3. Okay. Oh my, yes, Cherie, the Daisy order came in 2 days. Because remember, I said I did expedited shipping. Cost me a small fortune, but we got all the supplies for the Daisy class, and I have to get that all sorted out into my bags for everybody so that they have all of their supplies. If you are local and if you want, Cherie, I can bring your stamp pads that you ordered next Friday to class. You will just need to be responsible to bring them to the class on June 10th, which I want to remind you that, like for Sterling and Beverly, if you are not able to attend my Daisy class, you can still sign up for it and we can get you the supplies. And what I'm doing, because I do have one lady that's out of town, she's in Wisconsin. And so I am going to video the steps to making the cards and give you the tutorial with pictures and the directions to where you would be able to follow along at your own pace. And I would ship you all of the materials that you need, all the paper that's cut and everything. So you would just need to order that. The cost for the class, which includes your stamp set, your dies, and the full pack of 12 by 12 paper, and the embellishments, is $110. If you add the 5 new in color inks, I'm wanting to say it's $152 and some odd cents. So that's what the cost
shipping.
plus the shipping. Okay, so I have to get one packaged up. I'm thinking that I'll probably send it out in a priority box, as long as the 12 by 12 paper fits in it. If it doesn't, then I may end up cutting the paper down to 6 by 6, or not 6 by 6, 6 by 12 for those that are out of town. But it's a very easy class that I can record, and only those that have paid for the class will have the ability to access that video. I'm kind of excited about that. It'll kind of renew my mind since I created the cards several weeks ago. So that's number 2 priority on my list of things to do. Okay, so Sterling, I will send you the information on it via email. And then if you decide that you want to do that, then we can most definitely get you the class information and the product. Okay, I do know that the Daisy Suite is on low inventory, so I need to know much sooner rather than later about getting that for you. Let's see. Winkastella is still on the unorderable list.
Boo.
Boo. Karen, I am not picky at all. Everybody always brings such wonderful food for our snacks to share. So I just love all kinds of food except avocados. I'm not much up on avocados, Brussels sprouts.
She really likes really loves guacamole.
Oh yes, I don't like guacamole. Dorothy does. I don't. To me, it looks like baby poop or baby barf. And I didn't like that when I had babies, and I certainly don't like to try to eat it. Cherie is going to bring the birthday cake. Please, Cherie, don't try to put 63 candles on it because we don't want to have to call the fire department. And I don't think I could blow them all out at one time. They would, and knowing you would probably get some of those that would relight, those magic ones that I would die trying to blow them out. Isn't that right? Karen likes guacamole too, but she's not going to bring that. Oh, good, because I don't like guacamole. But I like anything.
Feel free to bring it Friday to class.
So, all right. So enough about me. I want to know more about what you guys want to talk about. I got to know. I'm still working on some gold gilding. And I seen one the other day that was using it, and I thought, ooh, I really liked that idea. So I'm gonna work on that. Priority number 3, because the last 2 weeks I have not done a Tuesday technique or tip, and it's driving me crazy.
Oh, I have a tip.
I had one all recorded, but for some reason I don't think it ever posted. I'm not sure why, but I don't think it ever posted. And it was a really cool tip. In fact, let me show you my tip, since it may or may not have been posted. So I decided that I needed to have a different way to store all of my ink refills. Okay, I'm going to move my camera facing down. So give me just a second, ladies, while I do that. Okay, you're going to see a black screen because I don't want you seeing the ceiling. So I worked on this. There we go. Not real straight. Let me move my computer. Okay. So what I did, and I seen this from another demonstrator. Assistant, you need to write these down. Are you going to come up with some ideas for me, Cherie, to do? You always come up with some really good ones. Okay. So what I did, oops, we missed one. Oh, that's because I don't have it anymore. These that are in the back row, those are all discontinued colors. that I still have ink pads too, or I really like to do like the shaving cream technique and all of that. Then in the second row, I have um, this side over here is my in colors from 2022 to 2024. And they should have, I don't know what my assistant did with my in colors from this year. They should be in here as well, but they're not. But my tip,
Why did you blame me?
I don't know, because you organized this.
I
My
alphabetized
tip,
them.
oh, she alphabetized them. I'm sorry.
That's what you told me to do.
My tip is to take and punch with a real small hole punch a piece of the colored paper. So this one here is Highland Heather. So I just punched a little hole for the top of this, and I put a glue dot on the tip of my bottle, and then I put my colored dot on there. So now if I'm looking, I'm going, okay, I need to refill my green ink pads. I can go over here. Well, this is Granny Apple Green. At least I know I don't have to pull it out of my box and read what color it is. I can see right at the top what colors they are. Now, I may not have them all memorized by color yet, but this one here I know is Sweet Sorbet. This one is Lemon Lolly. This is a Shaded Spruce. And we do alphabetize all of our supplies. So all of our ink pads are alphabetized. All of my paper is stored in 2 file cabinets, and it's all alphabetized. And then all of my inks. Let's see. You do that, only I use the ink pad. Oh, so you put ink on the tip of your bottle, Cherie? Or do you yeah. And did you know, hand me one of the ink pads that maybe we still have an extra um label to. Do we have any? Or did you use them
No,
all?
I've used all those. I mean, they
Okay.
have like the
Okay, so let me see
foreign
this.
language ones.
All right, so on the newer ink pads that you're getting, you always have 3 or 4 extra ones, okay? So this is pumpkin pie. The other thing that you can do is if you don't have something that you can see from the top, you can take off one of these stickers and you can wrap around the lid of this part of that sticker and cut it off. And then that shows you that that's pumpkin pie. So it's a way that you can use these extra stickers that come in the other languages that we can't speak. You could also use these on, like on your file folders. I have all my paper set up in file folders and with the name of them. But if I want to know what the color is, then I could put one of these on the file folder and I would know that that would be pumpkin pie. So that's another idea. Oh, yes, Karen, after you retire, you will need to have so many more supplies because you'll be stamping so much more. You can tell Butch he can go ride the 4-wheeler and you're going to stay home. Oh, you do that with the white paper. Well, I just use scraps. I know that I have tons of scraps, little bitty pieces of scraps. So that's what I did with, and how I did my punching and my circles. I just punched out the little holes. And you definitely want to have ink refills. I haven't yet, but a lot of times I do take and get my fleeting thoughts. Oh, the ink refills as soon as I buy the ink pads. Okay, so now I'm going to flip you back around here, ladies. Black screen and all. And it just does that because I don't want you to get seasick seeing my ceiling. So here I am again. So it's a good idea to always get the ink refill at the same time that you're getting the ink pad. That way it's together. Let's see, there was something else I was going to tell y'all that I just happened to think about for organizing. Oh, that container that I had my ink refills in, I bought that at Target in the kitchen organizing section. I don't remember how much it was, but you can divide it. There comes with 2 dividers, but I didn't need the dividers, so I just have those stored somewhere else that hopefully I won't forget where they're stored. If I do need to divide those up, so that I can. Okay. Does anybody else have some organizing tips that they've done? I know, Beverly, you don't really have a lot of stamping supplies, but how do you organize? Say, how do you organize your punches, ladies? Because I'm needing to find a new way to organize my punches because the little shelves that I have them on right now are way too little. But I know because of the weight of them, I need to have the weight distributed, and I need to have shelves that aren't going to go like this when they've been sitting for a long time. So give me some ideas on how you all maybe do your punches. I would love to have a great big punch shelf that it would be nothing but punches, but my room is not conclusive to having that big of a shelf to do. Okay. Cherie, I know you're just going to be, you've got several boxes that you got from Michael's. And when Cherie gets new colored paper, you do the shaving cream in the appropriate color on white and put it with the colored paper. That's a good idea. Big plastic boxes up on a shelf. Yes, the problem with putting them up on a shelf is that they get really too heavy, Karen. That's why they need to be down lower for you to use. Putting them in a basket, that works great when you have just a few of the punches. Looking at my punches right now, I probably have close to, let's see, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 10, 23, 23, 43. I probably have close to 60 punches. Not all of them are current in the catalog, but they're punches that I don't want to get rid of yet. So, and let's see, I've got my dies in a plastic case too, in a plastic drawer that I got from Target, that was also from the refrigerated section, so that I can divide those up for current and retired, because there's a lot of retired dies and embossing folders, but I don't want to get rid of them because I really still use them. I like them, especially the labels that come in the die sets. So mix and match your older and newer product. I mean, I love all the product, so I don't. But the stamps, if I kept the 2 boxes of stamps that I had, I would probably have to have Chuck. He would definitely have to knock down the wall between his room and mine. And I'm really seriously thinking that I'm going to have to boot him out of the house, and he's going to have to go somewhere else for his room, because I need that space. That, or we're going to have to get a hide-a-bed and pull it out every night and sleep in the living room so that I can have the master bedroom as my crafting room because it's bigger. And it would give me more area to store stuff in. Because I don't have just in my room. I have now moved out into my hallway, and I have 2 bookshelves full of paper pumpkins and other crafting supplies that I use for stamping up and card making and what have you. So, yes, I knew exactly what you meant, Karen. I got rid of a lot of my creative memory punches several years ago I've got a couple of them that I've kept. But I've got them stored away, and I have found, and maybe you all are the same, if it's not here in my sight where I can just grab it, I forget I have it. And so then I go to look in a box that I have stored up on a shelf, and I'm going, oh my gosh, here's this. And I forgot that I had it. Let me read the comments real quick. I do use the paper pumpkin, Sterling. Sometimes I don't have time to sit and do the paper pumpkin. I wish that we all kind of got it at the same, like within the same week, that we could do a paper pumpkin put together um, video type thing. So that I could, everybody could kind of do their paper pumpkin together, because there's some really cool ideas to do alternate with it, but I never seem to have time to sit and work my paper pumpkin when it comes in. And sometimes I don't get mine until, like, I don't know, the 20th sometimes. So, and I know that some of you guys get yours before I even get mine. Yes, Cherie, it is very difficult when you forget what you have. The Stampin' or getting the storage carousel from Stampin' Storage. I haven't seen that one. Stampin' Storage, I would love to do my room in Stampin' Storage product, but it's expensive, and for me to redo my room would be astronomical. Y'all would have to buy tons and tons more stuff, and I'm not asking you to do that. So if we are forgetting about the stuff that we have, would it be a good idea if we took an inventory of what we had and just kind of posted it on a magnet board or something in our area, or kept it with our supplies, our basic need supplies? Do you think that would be something that if I made up an inventory sheet, you all would want to use it? Dorothy's over here shaking her head. She doesn't think it would help us at all. So, okay. So when you guys do your crafting space, you have too much, Cherie. Well, it wouldn't necessarily, yeah, and we would just ignore it. Okay, so out with that whole idea. That's not a good idea. We're going to scratch that one off. I did see a really neat idea about a color coach, and I am thinking that it would be maybe a good class for us to have. Everybody would print their own color coach, but then say like on a club night or something, I would bring my laminator and we could laminate our color coaches. It's not, it would be really easy to do. It's just a matter of printing out the papers. I will see if I can't get one done to show you all next week. I could do it. It would just cost you the cost of the paper and the ink. Karen, I hear you. There is some of the scrapbooking stuff that I have, I need to get rid of, but if I get rid of it, I'll never get it again. But I haven't used it in many, many years. So it's a good idea to destash. Let's see. So you've printed the colored dots, but you haven't cut them out yet. Cherie, I like the colored dots. This one, though, is on it's long. And so to me, it's much easier to cut, and it's narrower. It doesn't take up much room, and you put them on a ring. So I'll get one made up, and I'll bring it next week to class, or even post a picture on Facebook. Sterling likes to show someone else how to craft. Sterling, you and I really need to talk, because I really think that you need to become a demonstrator and do that down in Tampa on base and invite your friends to do it. You could order an extra set of paper pumpkin to where you would do one and then the class could do the other one, or something to that effect. So that would be That would be one thing that would really work for you, Sterling, since you like to do it. You could hold a class once a month. You and I need to talk. I know we talked a little bit before, and that was when you were having some problems with your surgery outcome. Okay. All right. Any other questions, comments? So we know we want to do Zoo Crew, and we want to do the crafting with you. Oh, my nose itches today. Anybody need a refill on their coffee yet? Dorothy just posted the time. She didn't post anything else. Did you have a question or a comment?
I posted a picture. Thank you very much.
Oh, I didn't. I can't see the picture. Thank you very much. Oh, I can't see the picture on Facebook.
It's all right.
Okay. Cherie just got a second cup of coffee. Are you all done walking on the treadmill? I'm going to see if my, let's see, my assistant here would go get me another cup of coffee. Maybe, perhaps. I'm taking that look as a no. So I guess I'll have to finish off this one and be done. Oh, there she goes. Okay, so Sterling is watching Hoarders. Yes.
Hoarders.
Hoarders is a great deterrent. I mean, and I need to clean out closets. I need to clean out my shed. And if you don't pass it on, sell it. Yep. I'm interested in being a demonstrator, just getting caught up with the finances. Yes. Sterling, I totally understand that. That is awesome. We'll just keep that in mind. And when the right time comes along, then it'll be the right time for you. You've had your quota, Karen. Oh, not me. I could just... What is the name of the astronaut paper that Dorothy used yesterday? It is called... Let me get my catalog, and I can tell you what the paper is. The name of that paper is Stargazing, and it's on page 132, Beverly, of the catalog. Okay, so on page 132 of the catalog, it's called Stargazing. And if you want to get the suite, let me find where the suites are. Because the suite would actually be the way to go.
Oh, you got to get the suite. You're talking about the star paper, aren't you? See,
because
it's beautiful.
The
I'll show it to you again. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty?
Let's see. Let me.
Look at that pretty paper.
She's got that paper in my way. I can't see. Dorothy, what's the name of the stamp set?
Reach for the Stars.
Okay, Reach for the Stars. Reach for the Stars is on page 87 of the catalog. So this is the entire suite of products. So you get the paper, the DSP, then you get that shiny paper, the holographic, and then you get the Reach for the Stars stamp set and the dies for $75.50. So you get a lot of things for your money. So everything that's on this page is what you get. So that's not... Beverly, didn't I send you a catalog? If I did not send you a catalog, then I want to send you one. But I thought I had sent you one in my mailing. So you let me know, because I want to get you a catalog. And I thought that I had sent you one. But I may have thought I did and totally blanked out and didn't. Okay. Beverly, I'm going to send you one in the mail. I'll send you a catalog. Okay. And then all I ask is that you pay for shipping, and they're, depending on where they're going, they're usually around $8 and something. And then what I do is after you place your first $50 order, then I return to you that $8 or whatever it is for shipping in some new product from Stampin' Up. So you're paying shipping, but it's not, you're going to get that returned in product. Okay. But I will get one out to you in the mail and let you know what the cost is for the shipping. Because for some reason, I thought that I had put you on my mailing list to get one. Like I said, a lot of times I think I'm doing something and, oh, gee, not thinking I didn't. So, okay. All right. Anything else that we want to discuss today, ladies? And we've got about 7 minutes until 11. Doesn't mean that we have to stay until 11, but I just enjoy spending this time with you guys. Our next coffee and chat will be on May 26th, and I'll have that posted out on Facebook. I'm going to try to get a catalog. Oh, yes, priority number 5. Get my calendar posted out there so that you all kind of know when I'm doing things, since I'm not doing it weekly. So let me ask you all of this. I have a very important question. Do you want to continue the Mystery Mondays on the last Monday night of the month? Okay, so answer that question. Beverly asked, what is the paper exchange and the paper or the pumpkin thing? Okay, so Beverly, the paper pumpkin is a monthly kit that you get. It's a subscription, and you can buy it monthly, or you can get the subscription for 3 months, or for 6 months, or a year. The paper pumpkin is a all-inclusive kit. You get a stamp set, you get pre-made cards. Okay, so this is I'm going to flip you back down a minute, okay, girls, so that I can show Beverly this, and I'll be right back. All right, so Beverly, this is a paper pumpkin. Okay, so you get this box every month in the mail, and you have to subscribe or unsubscribe by the 10th of each month. So this was for April 2023. All right, so in this box, you got 2 spools of the thread. You always get an ink spot of a different color. Then you get die cuts. These are leaves that you can decorate your cards with. You get card bases. You get envelopes. And normally you get enough product to make 9 cards. You get little glue dots. These are some more card bases. They're the layers that you would use on the cards. Here's some more embellishments. Each kit every month is different. Here's some more die cuts that you would use. They look like stained glass. Here's more card bases in different colors. There's some more die cuts that you would do some stamping on. Here's the stamp set that said, I'm grateful for all the little things you do. With deepest sympathy, enjoy your day, celebrate today. And then it has image stamps. It comes with pretty rhinestones and then dimensionals. This month happened to come with an organizer. It was an add-on that they gave us. And then they give you an instruction booklet. So these are what the 3 cards would look like if you made them exactly like the instructions. So they give you step-by-step instructions on what to use for each card. Now, they're not always cards. Sometimes around the holidays, like in September for the month of October, They give you something that might be Halloween treat boxes. They've had little boxes that you would make. Whoops, get that off of my computer. Little gift boxes that you could use. So most times they are cards, but sometimes around the holidays, they do have specialty gifts or specialty boxes for the paper pumpkin where, and you always get a stamp set. Sometimes in the, yes, and Sterling, that is a great place. And I'll tell you another person that does some great alternatives where she might turn these 9 cards into 32 cards. And that is Rachel Tessman. So if you just Pinterest or YouTube Rachel Tessman and look for paper pumpkin, she's got some great alternatives. I can't compete with her alternatives. I really can't. I don't have the time to sit and think about that. But she does do some really amazing alternatives. Some of them I like, some of them I don't, but you can kind of take it from there. Okay. So Cherie wants to know where everybody is from. She is in Osage Beach. I know that Sterling is in Tampa, Florida. Beverly is in Marshall. Dorothy, of course, is here in my room. And Beverly, something for you too, because you are just new. I'm going to close up my thing here and I'm going to flip me around so that you can see my darling face. Since you are just new to stamping and card making, there are other things that would work for you that would not be as expensive to get into. If you go on to my Stampin' Up website, my store, and you look under kits, they have several different kind of kits that you can purchase that you can make cards. And they're a lot like the paper pumpkins, where it includes a stamp set, an ink spot, the card bases that you need, so you're not having to buy all the card stock. So that's another alternative. I always suggest that for those that are just getting into card making, is start simple with the kits, with the paper pumpkin subscriptions. The paper pumpkins are really fun. And I mean, normally they don't take a whole lot to assemble if you're going to just assemble them as they are meant to be. But even then, you don't have to make them identical. You can still kind of give them your own, what's the word I want? Your own flair to them, to where you can change the greeting on the card, or you can change the die cut. You can even incorporate another greeting if you wanted to. So they're kind of fun to do. Yes, Beverly, definitely check it out. And when you go to my Stampin' Up website, and you and I worked the other day on getting you a login. So if you log into that, up in the top where there's across the front, there's the banner. And I can't remember what all it says at the time, but you'll go into kits, because there's a special section just for the kits. And because those are not in the catalog. They talk about the kits, but they're not shown in the catalog. So those are only online. You can see those kits. And they have birthday kits, Christmas kits, tags, all kinds of different kits. Miss Daisy just locked herself in the bathroom and she was wolfing. And yes, Cherie, I agree. It's great for the beginners. And I will tell you this. If you are a subscriber to the Paper Pumpkin or to kits, my suggestion is you get a small, even if it's like one of those old-fashioned index boxes, if you will get one of those and put your stamp sets from the Paper Pumpkin or your kits in there and put all your stamps on one block, then you can stamp that and keep that in there as to what month that was for. because sometimes you get extra supplies for the paper pumpkins. So you might have extra supplies that you want to put in just like a plastic baggie or something, and store those if you don't have room for a whole bunch of stuff until your collection gets so big you can't fit them in baggies. But go ahead and start organizing your paper pumpkin stamp sets where you stamp them all at one time. Um, One of my downfalls is I've got them in a box and I have them all stamped because my assistant sat one day and we did that. But I forget about them. And so I need to put the picture of the stamp set because some of those have some really great greetings, like for Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays, sympathy, Christmas. Okay.
They've got a really cute confetti birthday kit right now.
Yes.
For 23.
Cherie, no new online exclusives this month, as far as I know. The next online, do they have an online exclusive?
When I go into their online exclusives, they've got the 23-25 in color grid paper.
Okay.
The birthday confetti kit, the vinyl Stampin' Up logo that you can put on your window. Or
go out there to the website, Cherie, and look on, what tab? What's new?
I clicked on the 3 lines over on the left-hand side, and then I said, shop what's new.
Okay, so if you go...
Or not what's new, let's go back here, hold on. I shopped products, and then I went to online exclusives.
Okay, if you just do a search for online exclusives, when you go out to my online store, then it'll bring you up the online exclusives that are available right now. I know as far as product goes, like our Irresistible Blooms and the 3 basic embossing folders, product like that, I think, I'm going to have to double check, I think that comes out like every quarter. So we had that debut in March, so that would be March, April, May. I'm thinking possibly June. I have to go in and read what the schedule of that is, and I'll post that on my Facebook page. Would you make a note of that, please? Yes, Beverly, I totally understand that you've been in it for a long time. But I know that especially like if you got the paper pumpkins or the other kits, you could use cardstock. Now, I wouldn't necessarily suggest using the Creative Memories cardstock because it's not as heavy. And I know this for a fact. It's not as heavy as the Stampin' Up! Cardstock.
What are you getting into? Oh my gosh.
Daisy's just got into something and we have no idea what it is.
Black feathers.
I don't know where she came up with black feathers from. We're going to have to figure that one out because she's got black feathers all over my room now.
Oh my gosh.
But you can use our cardstock, especially like the basic white and the very vanilla. And you could use some of the DSP, the designer series paper that Creative Memories has, and do that.
Daisy.
Hi, Kat. How are you? Let's see. Aren't you supposed to be?
You were in Papa's room.
Oh, no. He was in Papa's room, and I don't know what he got into. I don't know what feathers he got into. Oh, that's not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. I thought you were supposed to be driving somewhere, Kat. Aren't you coming up to Missouri this weekend? From Alabama? No, Louisiana. Where is it that you live, Kat? Alabama or Louisiana? I can't remember. Because I get all those southern Gulf states mixed up. I wish she was closer for classes too, Beverly. Mississippi. I was wrong on both things, wasn't I? Louisiana, Mississippi. So you're leaving after John gets off. Well, that's good. Well, you guys have a safe trip. But you know what, Beverly? If you want like to get a group of friends together that might be interested in doing a class, let me know. We can come there and have a class for you and just maybe pique their interest in stamping. You know, that is not a problem. I wouldn't mind doing that on a Saturday. So, okay. So I think I've answered.
You were going back to your question on Monday night.
Oh, yes. Okay. So when I said, so
Cherie said
Cherie, you're
said
not,
yeah.
you're not so much on it. Okay. Would you rather me do a fun fold class on a Monday night where you guys didn't do it with me, but I taught you a fun fold? And I could do that. It would have to be about 8:30 on Monday nights for a while because I do have a Bible study that I'm going to, but we could do that. So you can private message me if you want to do a fun fold class instead of the Mystery Monday. Because I know I haven't had much participation, and I know that sometimes I'm finding that people can't visualize what kind of paper to use. And that's kind of why I kind of did away with the sketch challenge, because basically Mystery Monday was just doing a sketch for you. So, okay. But I also want to put out there that anytime you guys want to get together one-on-one with me, we can do it by FaceTime, or I can do it as a Google group. And we can be kind of like in the same little room, chit-chatting and seeing each other. I just got to get it on my calendar, and I can always find time between midnight and 5. So I know a lot of you are late nighters. Okay. All right. So Cherie wants yes for bye, Cat. You guys have a safe trip. Cindy's got a catalog for you, so I didn't have to charge you shipping to Mississippi. Okay, so Cherie, do you know, Cherie, and it shouldn't, Mystery Monday shouldn't make you nervous. But I understand. I understand that it it's the whole concept of having to think outside the box. So I get that. And that is, I want to do what you all would enjoy. And if Mystery Monday is not your thing, then by all means, I don't want to do it. I mean, there's no point in me um, stressing y'all out, because stressing is not fun. And card making should not be stressful. It needs to be fun. Um, let's see. You set alarms so that you can attend. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? Then on the 29th, oh no, that's a holiday. Unless y'all don't care, but it is Memorial Day. Let's do some thinking, and maybe instead of doing it on Monday night, which is Memorial Day, I know that some people do things on Memorial Day. I don't. Not unless it's really hot, and then I'd have my appointment with Dr. Poole. I don't know. We will start thinking about it, and then I will let everybody know at our next coffee and chat, the end of the month. I wish I could do coffee and chats every week, but my class schedule does not allow that. So, all right. Well, ladies, if there isn't anything else, I don't want to take up any more of your precious time, because I would like to have all of you at least stamp one card this weekend and mail it out to somebody. I know that I am behind in mailing just friendship cards, because I know a lot of people that are going through some rough times right now. So, anyway, you guys have an awesome, awesome weekend. I'm going to have an awesome weekend. Dorothy and I are going tomorrow to a Blue Star Moms event where I am going to put out some of my cards for donations to help support our chapter of the Blue Star Moms, which is for moms and grandparents of active or retired military members. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow morning. So if you got nothing to do and you're in the Jeff City area, come on out to the fairgrounds. I can't remember what they're calling it, but it's a craft and more type things. So anyway, until almost a month and you will see me. Yes, Sterling, you're going to have to tell me how long we get on that day to see whether or not we get some stamping in. That would be awesome, awesome fun. So get in touch with me. Let me know how long you're going to be here for at my place. All right, ladies, you all have an awesome weekend, and I will give you a tip or technique on Tuesday. Promise. It will be pre-recorded because I have nailed it, and these need to be done. Love you guys. Bye. Happy Mother's Day to all of you too.